Good afternoon, folks. My name is Hitzemann, County Court Judge here in Hernando County. You folks are here for your first appearance. The purpose of the first appearance is so that you may be informed of the charges against you. I'll determine if there's probable cause for the charges. Probable cause simply means it's more likely than not that a crime has occurred, and more likely than not that you're the person who committed that crime. Of course, as you stand before me today, I presume that you're innocent of these allegations. That presumption of innocence will stay with you through every stage of the proceedings, unless and until the State Attorney's Office is able to prove the allegations against you beyond and to the exclusion of a reasonable doubt. We'll set your conditions of pretrial release today, that is your bail or your bond. In most cases, you've got a bond set already pursuant to the bond schedule here in the 5th Judicial Circuit, or the warrant which led to your arrest. I'll determine if that bond should be raised or lowered or left the same, or whether there'll be additional conditions of pretrial release placed upon you. We'll let you know when your next court date will be, and if you'd like to have the services of the public defender, I'll gladly appoint the PD to represent you this afternoon. You do have a right to have contact with folks on the outside, family, friends, counsel. If you have not had a chance to make that call, please let me know. We'll make sure that that happens. Finally, and most importantly, you're advised that you do have an absolute right to remain silent with regard to the facts which surround your arrest. I encourage you to do that. These proceedings are recorded. In addition, there is an assistant state attorney in the courtroom with me. If you say something that tends to incriminate you, they will use it against you in the prosecution down the road. Now I need each and every one of you there at the jail to please raise your right hands and be sworn. You all solemnly swear or affirm, tell the truth, whole truth, nothing but the truth? Outstanding. When you hear your name called, please step forward to the podium. Michelle Botch. Afternoon, Michelle. What's your date of birth?
2/12/93.
Michelle, you're here on a warrant signed by Judge Toner. You found probable cause for a violation of probation. As to that charge, you want to represent yourself. You want to hire private counsel. Would you like me to appoint the public defender?
PD.
I'll appoint the PD. Judge Toner set your bond at no bond. I can't change that. I'm going to change your date to the 26th of April. They told you the 30th. You'll be back on the 26th. Public defender will come see you before you go to court again, okay?
Thank you.
Thank you. Roberta Cheever. Afternoon, Ms. Cheever. What's your date of birth?
April 21st, 1955.
All right, Roberta, there's 2 charges today: driving under the influence and resisting without violence. There's probable cause for those charges. As to those charges, you wish to represent yourself. You're going to hire private counsel. Would you like me to appoint the public defender?
Yes.
Okay, I'll appoint the PD, State.
No priors, Your Honor.
And Roberta, I have an address for you on Broadmoor Lane in Spring Hill. Is that where you live?
Correct.
How long have you been there?
2 months. I've been in Timber Pines 3 years.
Okay. Do you have a job these days?
I'm retired.
Okay. On the DUI, Roberta, I'll set your bond at $500. On the resisting and ROR, so your total is $500. You're going to come back and see me on the 3rd of May. Very important that you contact the public defender when you get out, right?
Can I get a private attorney then?
You can get a private attorney anytime you want.
Okay.
Okay? All right, thank you. Madeline Maldonado. After Madeline, what's your date of birth?
October 3rd, 1989.
Madeline, you're here on a warrant signed by Judge Rupi. She found probable cause for a VOP. You got something to add, Ms. Nettie?
Yes.
Okay.
I was just talking to her wife, and she told me, we knew she had an appointment to get the evaluation done. She told us on April the 1st.
Right.
And we never heard from her and received anything from the evaluator.
Okay.
So that's why the warrant was done. But I was just informed that she went on the 1st and he gave her another appointment for April the 20-something.
Okay.
So I would like her to get that done so we can close it out. But she would definitely have to bring the certificate to us so that we can close that case out.
Okay. All right, Madeline, here's what we're going to do then. I'm going to let you represent yourself because I think you can get this taken care of. I'm also going to release you on your own recognizance this afternoon, so they're going to let you out. But you're you're coming back to see me on the 3rd of May. And these things better be taken care of when you come back and see me, okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay, because this is a big break. This is a big break, and she needs to take advantage of it. So when you show up in front of me on the 3rd, I want to hear good news, okay?
Yes, sir. No
All right,
problem.
very good. Very good.
Thank you.
You bet. Christine Metlachik. Christine, say your last name for me.
Sheltic.
Sheltic. That was close. All right, Christine, we have 4 counts today. I have 2 counts of uttering a forged prescription, 2 counts of attempting to acquire a position through fraudulent means. There's probable cause for all 4. As to those charges, you want to represent yourself, you want to hire a private counsel, would you like the public defender?
Public defender, please.
I'll appoint the PD. State, what can you tell me?
Your Honor, I don't have any Florida history, but I do see a North Carolina history, obtained controlled substance by fraud, forgery, from February of 2015 with no disposition, as well as a larceny from person in 2015 April with no disposition.
Okay. And Christine, you're on probation out of one of the Carolinas, right?
Correct.
Okay. All right. I have an address for you on Kirkshire Lane, the Spring Hill. Is that where you live?
Yes.
How long have you been there?
About 8 months.
Right. You have a job these days? You did, right?
Not anymore.
Right. Okay. I'm going to leave the bonds per the warrants, Christine, which is $2,000 on each count. That's a total of 8. They're all coming back on the 30th of April. If you're able to get out, you should contact the public defender right away, okay?
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Haley Mayo. Afternoon, Miss Mayo. What's your date of birth?
January 12th, 1995.
And Miss Mayo, you're here on a warrant signed by Judge Merritt. He found probable cause for violation of probation. As to that charge, you want to represent yourself. You want to hire a private counsel. Would you like the public defender?
Public defender, please.
I'm going to appoint the PD. Judge Merritt sets your bond at no bond. I can't change that. I'm going to send you back to see him on the 30th of April. The public defender will come see you at the jail before you go to court, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Justine Van Zandt. Afternoon, Justine. What's your date of birth?
March 31st, 1998.
Justine, I have a driving on a suspended license. There's probable cause for that. Looks like you're currently on felony probation. Is that correct?
Yes.
Is that out of Hernando County?
Yes.
So there's a probable cause arrest for the VOP. There is probable cause for that as well. As to those charges, you want to represent yourself. You want to hire a private counsel. Would you like me to appoint the public defender?
Public defender, please.
I'll appoint the PD. On the driving charge, I'll leave the bond at the $500. That one will come back on the 3rd of May. On the VOP, of course, the bond will be no bond. On that one, you're coming back on the 26th of April. The public defender is going to come see you about both your cases prior to your court dates. All right?
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Dane Clark. Afternoon, Mr. Clark. What's your date of birth?
2/26/91, sir.
And you have 2 charges today. I've got a battery being domestic in nature and tampering or harassing a witness or victim. It's probable cause for those 2 charges. As to those charges, you want to represent yourself. You want to hire a private counsel. Would you like me to appoint the public defender?
Public defender, sir.
I'll appoint the PD. State.
No priors, Your Honor.
All right, Dan, I've got an address for you on West Beaumont Lane in Homosassa. Is that where you live?
Yes, sir.
How long have you lived there?
Since December of last year.
All right. Is that where Thomas lives as well?
No, sir.
Okay.
I live with my mom.
Okay.
All
All right. You have a job these days?
Yes, sir. I work under the table as a mechanic to help support my mom.
Okay. Set your bond at $500 on each count. That's a total of $1,000. Condition of the bond, however, is that you'll have no contact with Thomas Clark while this charge is pending. No contact means no contact of any kind. You don't call, you don't write, you don't email, you don't text message, you don't contact Thomas through any social media, you don't go where he lives, you don't go where he works, you don't have any contact of any kind. Any way that you might imagine contacting him might forbid you to do that. If you have contact and we find out about it, your bond will be revoked and you'll be held without bond until the charges are resolved. It means no contact even if he wants the contact, so if you answer your phone and hear his voice, you should hang up. If you're out and about and see him, you should turn around and run the other way. You need to understand that he cannot drop the charges against you. That is not a decision he gets to make. He may go to the state attorney's office and ask them to drop the charges, but that decision belongs solely to the assistant state attorney who will be handling your case. So unless that person or the judge on your case or your lawyer tell you the charges are dropped, you should assume they are not dropped and you should not have contact. In addition, I've got to hold you today up until 4 p.m. so that if he wanted to serve you with a civil injunction for protection against domestic violence, we'd know where to find you. If you get the civil injunction, it's doubly important that you not have contact because in that case, not only would you get your bond revoked here, but you'd get new charges for violating the injunction. I have you back in court on the 3rd of May. Looks like they might have told you April 30th. The right day is May 3rd. If you get out, you should contact the public defender right away, okay?
Yes, sir. Sir, is there any way that I may be ROR so that way I can continue to work to help support my mom?
It's not actually legal for me to ROR you on a charge like this. I have to set monetary bonds.
All right, can it be lower?
It's as low as it's going to go. If you speak to a bondsman, you're probably talking about $200.
200?
Yep. But that's up to the bondsman, not me. Very good. Samuel Cordova. Afternoon, sir. What's your date of birth?
April 19th, 83.
Samuel, you're here in a warrant signed by Judge Rupi. She found probable cause for one count of battery being domestic in nature. As to that charge, you wish to represent yourself. You're going to hire a private counsel. Would you like the public defender?
Public defender, please.
I'll appoint the PD. State.
Showing Arizona history, manufacturing, distributing, or dispersing of any controlled substance in 2009 with an unknown disposition. And just multiple, everything doesn't have a disposition. There's DUIs and some other marijuana charges.
Okay. And Samuel, I have an address for you on Olson Road in Spring Hill. Is that where you live?
Yes, we've been there about a week now. We just moved here from Arizona.
Okay. Do you have a job here in Hernando County?
I was supposed to start at Eddie's nursery yesterday.
Okay.
And please, we have no income, and now we're really, really excited about me getting that income, and that's why we started not working, you know.
Okay. Set your bond. I'm going to set your bond at $500. Condition of the bond is that while this charge is pending, you'll have no contact with Miss Lamb. Did you hear me explain no contact?
Yes.
Did you understand that?
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Also have to hold you up till 4 p.m. So if she wants to serve you with an injunction, we know where to find you. You'll be back in court on the 3rd of May. I'm not sure what they told you, but the right date is the 3rd of May at 9 a.m. Also, as far as that address goes on Olson, if that's where Miss Lamb is living, you'll have to stay someplace else while we get this case resolved. You can go by one time to collect your things, your clothes, your toothbrush, whatever you need for wherever you plan to go. To do that, however, you must contact the sheriff's office first. They'll meet you there with a deputy who will stand by while you get your things and get going where you're going. Make sure that you contact the public defender's office when you get out, okay?
Okay, is when I get out, so I'm not being OR'd?
No, you got to post a $500 bond, either by cash or by surety.
Yeah, I don't have nobody. Thank you.
All right. Mikhail Farley. Mr. Farley, what's your date of birth?
6/15/77.
Farley, I have two charges today: stalking, being domestic in nature, and possession of controlled substance. There's probable cause for those charges. As to those charges, you're going to represent yourself. You're going to have hire private counsel. Would you like the public defender?
Public defender.
Appoint the PD. State.
Driving with license suspended, habitual offender adjudication in 2017 where a jail sentence was imposed. A actual constructive possession of synthetic adjudication of guilt in 2017 with the concurrent jail sentence. 2016 providing false name to Leo, and driving with license suspended, habitual offender in 2016. A possession of marijuana less than 20 adjudication in 2016. Battery adjudication withheld in 2015. And then driving with license suspended, habitual offender in 2015 adjudication withheld. A dropped battery in 2014, a dropped battery in 2013, a dropped battery in 2010, possession of cannabis in 99 withheld, and a battery withheld in 96.
All right, Michael, I've got an address for you in Ramona Drive in Spring Hill. Is that where you live?
Yep.
How long have you lived
sir.
there?
Probably about 15 years.
All right, do you have a job these
Off and
days?
Self-employed.
What do?
Flooring, tile.
Okay. I'm going to set your bond at $2,000 on each count. That's a total of 4. Condition of the bond that you have no contact with Ms. Savino. Did you hear me explain no contact?
Yes, sir.
Did you understand it?
Yes, sir.
Very good. Also going to hold you up until 4, so if she wants to serve you with an injunction, we know where to find you. You'll be back in court on the 30th of April. Very important that you contact the public defender's office when you get out, all right?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Timothy Harding. Afternoon, Mr. Harding. What's your date of birth?
6283.
Mr. Harding, there's 2 charges today, a robbery by sudden snatching and a battery being domestic in nature. There's probable cause for the charges. As to those charges, you want to represent yourself. You're going to hire private counsel. Would you like the public defender?
I'd like a public defender, please.
Appoint the PD. State.
A St. Petersburg disorderly intoxication in 2015, adjudication of guilt, adjudication withheld in 2014 for possession of marijuana in Pinellas Park, a 09 adjudication for a battery out of Pinellas County, a resisting an officer with violence adjudication in 2004, as well as a false ID given to Leo in 2004. Obstructing without violence adjudication in 2004, as well as another battery charge in 2004, and tampering with witness force adjudication in 2004, a grand theft in 2000 adjudication, as well as a battery, and that was on a Sunny Isles Beach burglary of a dwelling, 2000 adjudication of guilt out of Miami, and some other charges out of Miami, as well as an adjudication unknown for a 99 robbery.
Okay. Timothy, I have an address here on Canfield Drive in Spring Hill. Is that where you were living?
Yes, sir.
How long had you been there?
Since about October last year.
Okay. And Miss Stone lives there as well?
No, sir. She was just there for my wedding yesterday.
Okay. Do you have a job these days?
At the moment, no.
On the robbery, I'm going to set the bond at $2,000. On the battery at $1,000. That's a total of $3,000. Condition of those bonds is that you have no contact with Ms. Stone. Did you hear me explain no contact?
I did.
Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Also going to hold you up until 4 p.m. So that if she wants to serve you with an injunction, we know where to find you. If you get out and you discover that she's still at Canfield Drive, then you'll have to turn around and go somewhere else. You understand that?
Absolutely.
All right. You'll be back in court on the 30th of April. Very important that you contact the public defender when you get out, okay?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thomas Gable. Afternoon, Mr. Gable. What's your date of birth?
1789.
Mr. Gable, I have 2 counts today of 1 count of battery, felony battery being domestic in nature, 1 count of tampering or harassing a witness or victim. There's probable cause for those charges. As to those charges, you want to represent yourself. You're going to hire a private counsel. Would you like the public defender?
Public defender.
Appoint the PD, State.
In
I
aggravated.
thought the arresting officer said a misdemeanor.
You have a prior battery which made it a felony, and the arresting officer is the one that checked the felony box and wrote on the PC affidavit it's a felony because you have a prior offense.
An aggravated assault with deadly weapon, adjudication withheld March of 2017. Probation length, it says 3 years. A battery adjudication in 2017 where a jail sentence was imposed in Hernando County. It dropped battery in 2012 on Hernando. No other history.
Alright. And Thomas, I have an address for you on Whitewood Avenue in Spring Hill. Is that where you live?
Yes.
How long have you been there?
15, 16 years.
Alright. And Diane lives there as well?
Yes.
You have a job these days?
Not since January.
Since you're bonded $2,000 on each count, that's a total of $4,000. Condition of the bond is that you'll have no contact with Diane Gable. Did you hear me explain no contact earlier?
Yes.
Did you understand it?
Yes.
Also going to hold you up until 4 p.m. so she wants to serve you with an injunction in order to find you. If you're able to bond out and she still lives at Whitewood, then you'll have to find someplace else to stay. You can go by one time to collect your things, but you must contact the sheriff's office first. You'll be back in court on April 30th. Very important that you contact the public defender as you get out, all right?
Okay.
Thank you. Cody McLaughlin. Afternoon, Cody. Date of birth?
March 10th, 1999.
Cody, you're here on a warrant signed by Judge Toner. You found probable cause for violation of probation. As to that charge, you want to represent yourself. You're going to hire private counsel. Would you like the public defender?
I have a private attorney already hired, Your Honor.
All right. Who's that?
Robert Morris.
Okay. Does Mr. Morris know where you are today?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Bond on that warrant is no bond. I can't change that. You'll be back in court on the 26th of April. It looks like they told you the 30th. You'll be back on the 26th. Make sure you stay in contact with Mr. Morris, okay?
Okay.
Thank you.
Sir.
Justin Stovall. Afternoon, Justin. What's your date of birth?
10/19/81.
Justin, I got 2 counts of grand theft auto. There's probable cause for those charges. As to those charges, you're going to represent yourself. You're going to hire private counsel. Would you like the public defender?
Public defender, could I request Josh Houston, who's already representing me?
That may be what happens. It's not up to me, it's up to the office, but that's likely that'll be what happens. And that was my next point. He has 2 open cases. Is that right, State?
Yes, Your Honor. 2019 CF 46 and 2018 CF 2398.
Okay. And I think, Justin, your bondsman off-bonded you on those yesterday, right?
I do not know.
Okay, he did.
That's correct, sir.
Okay. Very good. So here's what we're going to do on these 2 charges. I'll set a bond of $2,000 each. I will have them come back to court on the 6th of May, which is where your other cases are. And then with your other cases, job number 1, when you've got criminal charges, just don't pick up new criminal charges. Is he right time-wise?
I know one's in 2018, so.
Yeah, it's certainly on the 2018 case. Well, the 19 case is brand new too, so.
I think the 2018 happened in November, if I remember correctly. But
Well, based on the number, the 19 has to be January. So.
Okay.
Anyways, job number 1, when you're out on bonds, don't pick up new charges. It appears to me that you have. Therefore, pursuant to Florida Statute 903.0471, I'm going to revoke your bonds in 18 CF 2398 and 19 CF 46. Those cases now go to no bonds, so you're not going to be able to bond out, Justin. All of your cases are coming back on the 6th of May. If the judge wants to revisit your bond situation then, he certainly can, but your lawyer from the Public Defender's Office, probably Mr. Houston, is going to come see you before you go to court again, okay?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Matthew Vaughn.
Yes, sir.
Vaughn, what's your date of birth?
September 3rd, 97.
Mr. Vaughn, you're hearing a warrant signed by Judge Rupi. She found probable cause for one count of conspiracy to commit robbery. As to that charge, you want to represent yourself. You're going to hire private counsel. Would you like the public defender?
I already have private counsel, Your Honor.
Who's your lawyer?
Nicholas Fact.
And state.
I'm showing a open robbery out of Sumter County that was filed in 2018. A adjudication withheld 2015 for disorderly conduct, and no other history or one.
And let's see. Matthew, I have an address for you in Wildwood. Is that where you live?
Yes, sir.
How long have you been there?
On and off my whole life.
Are you working these days?
No, sir.
Okay. I'm going to leave the bond for the warrant, which is the 5,000 condition. Is that you have no contact with the alleged victim. Looks like a Timothy Stevens. I'll have you back in court on this. The 30th of April. Make sure you stay in touch with your lawyer, okay?
Yes, sir. Hey, Your Honor, may I ask what date was the warrant signed?
27th of August.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Wesley Workman. After Mr. Workman, what's your date of birth?
11/2/81.
All right, Wesley, I got a warrant for you out of Pasco County. The judge had signed it, found probable cause for a VOP, and set your bond at no bond. I can't change that. We're going to let the folks in Pasco know that you're here and ready to go. I'll give them 5 days to come get you. It doesn't take 5 with Pasco, but if for some strange reason you were still here in 5, they'd bring you back to see me and I'd find out what the holdup is, all right? Thank you. Anthony Dempsey. Afternoon, Anthony. What's your date of birth?
4/12/83.
Anthony, I have 2 writs of bodily attachment. That means that a child support hearing officer and a circuit judge determined that you owe some child support. They said cash purges of $320 and $415. That's a total of $735. Do you have that money, Anthony?
No, I'm currently being held on no bond, I think. Anyway, though.
Okay, how long have you been in jail?
Since 29th of March.
Okay. And let's see. What's the date on this? April 1st. Okay. Prior to the 29th of March, how long had it been since you worked?
About 2 months before that, I've been unemployed.
Okay. And when do you go back to court?
I think the 16th. April 16th.
Okay. I'll tell you what I'm going to do, Anthony. We'll find you contempt on both of these for the fail to pay child support. These came down prior to you getting incarcerated, right at the same time. The sanction will be 10 days in the county jail, which I'll give you 10 days credit time served on both of them. So they're done today. I found you contempt. I sent you the 10 days. But that doesn't mean... What's that?
It's all taken care of for this particular one?
For now, but the answer is, there's 2 of these, right? This relates to
Correct.
Rachel Sterline and Ashley Frackleberry.
Yes.
The issue isn't going away. At some point in time, you're going to be out of jail again, and when you're out, this is one of those things you're going to have to go take care of, because if you don't, they'll start the process over again, and you're going to get arrested again, all right?
Gotcha. Thank you.
All right, very good. And then do we have Eduardo Martinez today? Hey, about that? And can anyone here tell me what we're doing with Ms. Martinez?
He admitted in his felony, and he was sentenced to 54 months DOC, so
Okay.
that would be time served at this point.
Okay, got a case number and a charge for me?
The case number is 2017 MM4593. The charge is battery.
Okay. All right, so Eduardo, if you want, we can give you a time served disposition on the misdemeanor battery and you can get on your way to do the DOC sentence. Is that something you'd like to do?
Yes, Your Honor, and I have a question.
Sure, what's that?
I was going to ask if you could take the no contact order so I could have my daughter come visit me in prison.
That by taking a plea to the battery to time served, the no contact order goes away because the case is closed.
So once it closes today, I could contact
Yes.
contact my daughter, correct?
Yes, unless I don't know if there's an injunction or anything. This has nothing to do with that. But the no contact order that went in this case when you got arrested, that goes away today.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor.
All right, so you want to do that?
Yes, I want to take care of it today so I can go head on and do my time, and
Okay.
I could have my daughter come see me and I could
Okay.
contact her.
Eduardo, how long you been in jail? Roughly.
Since February 17th.
Very good.
That's when I got arrested.
Okay. So, Eduardo, you understand by entering a plea, you give up the right to have a trial by jury, the right to confront the witnesses against you, the right to remain silent. But you want to give up those rights so we can take care of this today?
Yes, sir.
All right. Case number 17 MM4593. Yes, the charge of battery. How do you wish to plead? You can plead no contest.
Correct.
I'll accept the plea, find it's freely and voluntarily made. I'll adjudicate you guilty of the charge, sentence you to 30 days, credit for 30 days served. Fine and court cost is $880, $100 for the public defender's office. I will not order cost of incarceration, as that was surely done in circuit court. So that takes care of the misdemeanor, Eduardo. The no contact order is lifted, and you're free to go wherever you got to go next. Okay?
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Good luck. Stephen Curry.
Sorry, Your Honor.
All right. And what's the deal on Mr. Curry then?
It's a resisting law enforcement without violence, case number 18 MM2467. I believe his felony is resolved, and his offer would be time served on this case.
So, Mr. Curry, you want to take time served on your misdemeanor?
Absolutely.
All right. How long you been in jail?
231 days.
Okay. All right. So, Stephen, you understand by entering a plea today, you give up the right to have a trial by jury, the right to confront the witnesses against you, the right to remain silent. But you want to give up those rights so we can take care of this today?
Sir?
Case number 18 MM2467. That's the charge you resisted without violence. How do you wish to plead? You can plead no contest.
Yes, sir.
I'll accept that plea, find it's freely and voluntarily made. I'll adjudicate you guilty. Sentence you to 30 days, credit 30 days served. Fine and court costs will be $553. I will not order court, as that was surely done in circuit court. So that takes care of this, Stephen. You're now free to do whatever you got to do next, okay?
All right, Your Honor. Do me a favor and have a good day.
All right, hang on. What's that?
I have this case with a
Have a good day.
I did. I ordered the $100, didn't I? Oh, okay, 100. Yep. See you. All right, Jill, you got anything else for me?
No, Your Honor.
Awesome. Thank you.